Let me tell you something. Every single one of us will go through storms. I don't care how smart you are, how strong you are, how talented you are. Life is going to hit you hard. There will be moments when you feel like the ground beneath your feet has disappeared, like the world flipped upside down and no one's coming to catch you. And in that moment, when everything feels like it's falling apart, you've got one decision to make. You've got to decide what you're anchored to. Because if you're anchored to how you feel, you're going to drown. If you're anchored to other people's opinions, you're going to drift every time the wind blows. If you're anchored to your bank account, your job, your title, your comfort, you're going to break. Life doesn't care about your comfort. Life respects your commitment. The question is, what are you really committed to? You've got to be connected to something bigger than the pain, something deeper than the pressure, something more permanent than the problem. I'm talking about vision, purpose, calling. Because when you're connected to vision, storms don't stop you. They shape you. When you know who you are and what you were born to do, every trial becomes part of your testimony. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start saying, what is this building in me? You've got to have a reason that's stronger than your excuses. I've seen people give up over small things, not because they weren't strong, but because they weren't focused. You can't hold on to what's temporary and expect to survive what's eternal. You've got to dig deeper. When life puts pressure on you, your purpose has to push back harder. There were days I was tired. Days I felt like I didn't have anything left. Days I felt invisible, overlooked, underestimated. But you know what I held on to? That vision. That thing inside of me that whispered, this is not the end of your story. I had to talk to myself when no one else was talking to me. I had to believe in something I couldn't see yet. Because the future belongs to those who can see it in the dark. And some of you, listen, you're not weak. You're just unanchored. You're drifting because you don't have a firm grip on your why. You wake up, you scroll, you complain, you react, but you're not building anything. You're not standing for anything. You got to get up and say, no matter what I feel like, no matter what happens today, I'm chasing purpose. I'm chasing destiny. And when you start walking like that, thinking like that, speaking like that, life will still hit you, but it won't stop you. Your strength is not in avoiding storms. Your strength is in choosing to be unshakable while they rage. You've got to make a decision that you're going to stand, even if you're standing alone. That you're going to keep moving, even if the path isn't clear. That you're going to trust that what's ahead of you is worth every tear, every setback, every silent night you spent wondering if you were good enough. Because staying strong doesn't mean pretending everything's okay. It means knowing that even when things aren't okay, you're still going to be okay. Why? Because your identity isn't in your situation. Your strength doesn't come from comfort. It comes from conviction. You've got something on the inside of you that pain can't erase. You've got something in you that failure can't cancel. But you've got to reach for it. You've got to pull it out in the middle of the storm and remind yourself, I'm not here by accident. I'm not here just to survive. I'm here to build. I'm here to lead. I'm here to rise. So the next time life shakes you, don't just cry about the shaking. Ask yourself, what is this revealing about me? What is this pushing out of me? What is this preparing me for? Because that's what strong people do. They look at the pain and see purpose. They see fire and say, this is how gold is made. But let me tell you, the greatest version of you was on the other side of that storm. Not the version that had it easy, not the version that got handed everything, but the version that kept going when quitting was easier. The version that stayed grounded when everything said to give up. The version that stayed strong, not because life was perfect, but because purpose was powerful. You don't need perfect conditions. You need an unshakable commitment. Hold on to that vision Anchor your life to something greater than the moment. And no matter what comes, you'll still be standing. You ever wonder why some people fall apart under pressure and others rise? It's not because the strong never feel pressure. It's because they've learned how to use it. They've learned how to take that weight, that heat, that crushing force, and turn it into fuel. I need you to understand something. Pressure is not the problem. The problem is how you see pressure. Some people run from it. Some people fold under it. But the ones who grow, the ones who last, they flip it. They say, if I'm feeling pressure, that means I'm in the right place. That means I'm about to grow. Listen, pressure is proof that something's about to change. You don't get diamonds without pressure. You don't get muscle without resistance. You don't get strength without struggle. That pressure you feel, it's not a sign you're breaking. It's a sign you're being built. You're being shaped. That situation is not meant to crush you. It's meant to condition you. But you got to stop running from the work. You got to stop praying for an easier life and start preparing for a stronger you. You say you want to go to the next level, but you're not willing to carry the weight that comes with it. Everybody wants the glory, but nobody wants the grind. I'm telling you right now, there's no greatness without pressure. You don't grow when it's easy. You grow when it's hard. You grow when you feel like quitting, but you keep going anyway. You grow when you got tears in your eyes, but fire in your chest. That's when it counts. See, when pressure hits, most people panic. They look for the nearest exit. But strong people, people with purpose, they lean into it. They say, this right here, this is the gym. This is the battlefield. This is where I sharpen my mind, my discipline, my character. Stop looking at your problems like they're obstacles. Start seeing them as opportunities. That pressure is your proving ground. You've been asking to be stronger. Well, here's your chance. I know what it feels like to be under pressure, to feel like the weight of everything is on your shoulders, like you're barely holding it together. But I also know what it feels like to push through that pressure and come out on the other side better, wiser, tougher, hungrier. You think pressure is the enemy, but pressure is where champions are made. Let me tell you something personal. There were moments in my life when I had nothing. Moments when I was broken, misunderstood. I had every reason to give up, but I didn't see pressure as punishment. I saw it as preparation. I realized that if I could survive this, I could build from this. That pressure was teaching me how to handle what I was asking for. You want the platform? You better be able to carry the pressure that comes with it. You want the blessing? Then be ready for the burden. Pressure is how you prove you're ready for the next level. You can't fake strength. When pressure shows up, it exposes who you are. And that's a good thing. It's a mirror. It shows you where you're still soft, where you still need to grow. Don't resent that. It's feedback. That resistance you're feeling, that's life shaping you into someone who's not just successful, but sustainable. Pressure will introduce you to yourself. It'll show you how bad you really want it. It'll show you whether your dream is just a hobby or a calling. Because when it hurts, when it costs you sleep, comfort, time, reputation, do you still want it? Do you still chase it? Or do you fold? Real ones don't fold. They adapt, they adjust, they get better, they level up. But you've got to stop thinking like a victim. Stop saying, why me? And start saying, try me. Every time life turns up the heat, you've got a choice. Do I complain or do I train? Do I break or do I build? You want to know how to stay strong in any situation? Train yourself under pressure. Stop seeing setbacks as signs to stop and start seeing them as tests to pass. The more you face, the more you can carry. The more you carry, the more you're trusted with. Life doesn't promote you based on how you feel. It promotes you based on how you perform under pressure. So don't back down. Don't run when it gets hard. Lean in. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is what you asked for. This is the season you've been preparing for. And this pressure, it's not going to break you. It's going to build you. You know what people get wrong about strength? They think it means shutting off your feelings. They think it means walking around with your chest out and acting like nothing ever bothers you. That's not strength. That's pretending. Real strength is feeling every bit of the fear, every ounce of the pain, every wave of doubt, and still choosing to move forward, still choosing to believe, still choosing to lead. Let me be real with you. There were times in my life when I wanted to break down. I felt overwhelmed. I felt exhausted. I felt like the weight of everything I was carrying was about to crush me. But I learned something powerful. Emotions are not your enemy. They are your compass. But if you don't know how to use them, they'll mislead you. You got to feel, yes, but then you've got to lead. But too many people let emotions drive their life. One bad conversation and they shut down. One failure and they spiral. One disappointment and they disconnect from everything. You've got to be stronger than that. You can't let a temporary emotion cause you to make a permanent decision. You can't let one bad day define your destiny. Listen, emotions are signals, not commands. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to obey it. Some of you are living by your feelings instead of your values. You say you want success, but the moment you feel uncomfortable, you quit. You say you want to be great, but the second you feel fear, you back down. Let me ask you something. How bad do you want it? Because if your emotions are bigger than your mission, you'll never finish. You'll never last. But if your mission is bigger than your mood, nothing can stop you. I'm not saying ignore your pain. I'm saying don't let it paralyze you. Acknowledge it, process it, but don't sit in it. Don't unpack and build a house in your sadness. Feel it, then move forward. Cry if you have to, but wipe your face and keep grinding. Feel that frustration, but don't let it turn into bitterness. Turn it into fuel. There's a difference between being aware of your emotions and being ruled by them. You've got to master them. You've got to train yourself to respond with wisdom instead of reacting out of weakness. Strength isn't loud. It's not screaming or punching walls or shutting people out. Strength is quiet. Strength is choosing discipline when everything inside you wants to drift. Strength is waking up the next day and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Some of you keep asking why you can't move forward. It's because every time your emotions rise, you stop. Every time your feelings get heavy, you lay down. That's not how champions are built. Champions feel fear and do it anyway. They feel sadness, but still show up. They feel tired, but they don't take days off from destiny. You got to stop giving your emotions authority over your decisions. You're not weak for feeling. You're weak when you let those feelings control your future. And let me tell you what I learned. Emotional strength is choosing truth when your feelings are lying to you. Because feelings will tell you you're not good enough. Feelings will tell you to give up. Feelings will tell you it's too late. You failed too much. Nobody believes in you. But truth says you were built for this. Truth says your best days are still ahead. Truth says no matter how low you feel, you still have something to give. But you got to speak that truth when your feelings are screaming. You got to remind yourself who you are in the middle of the storm. That's how you stay strong. That's how you win. You talk back to the fear. You talk back to the insecurity. You talk back to the shame. You say, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still fighting. I will not give up on myself. I know it's not easy. I know some days you don't even want to get out of bed. I know some nights you lie there wondering if it's all worth it. But you're not alone in that. Every strong person you admire, every leader, every fighter, every voice that inspired you, they had those same moments. What made them different wasn't that they didn't feel, it's that they didn't quit. So feel it. Feel all of it. Let the tears fall. Let the anger rise. Let the fear whisper, but then rise up stronger. Rise up wiser. Rise up with more clarity, because staying strong doesn't mean shutting down. It means standing up when everything inside you says sit down. It means walking forward even when your heart is shaking. And when you do that, when you learn how to lead yourself through emotion instead of being led by it, that's when you become unshakable. That's when pressure won't break you. That's when pain won't define you. That's when nothing can stop you from becoming who you were born to be. Keep walking. Let me tell you something most people overlook. Your words are not harmless. Your words are not just air passing through your throat. Your words shape your world. They frame your mindset. They build or break your future. I'm telling you right now, the most dangerous thing in your life is not what's happening around you, it's what you're saying to yourself about what's happening. I've seen people lose battles not because they didn't have the strength, but because they kept speaking defeat. They talked themselves out of their own potential. Every time they got hit, they said, I knew this would happen. Every time it got tough, they said, maybe I'm not cut out for this. They weren't losing because of life. They were losing because of their language. If all you speak is pity, don't expect power to show up. You can't stay strong in any situation if your mouth is constantly feeding your weakness. You can't expect to rise when every word you speak is pulling you down. Life and death, they live in the tongue. The moment you say, I can't, your body believes it. Your energy responds. Your mind starts looking for an exit. But when you speak power, when you say, I will, I must, I was born for this, your entire being gets in line with that statement. Your body hears it. Your soul rises up. Your mind sharpens. That's the kind of language that breaks chains. You got to stop speaking like a victim and start talking like a warrior. Even if you're tired, even if you're unsure, even if things don't look good, you speak life. You speak vision. You speak destiny. The greatest battles I ever fought weren't with people. They were with my own voice. They were in the dark when no one was watching. And I had to decide what I was going to say about myself. Was I going to speak fear, or was I going to declare faith? Was I going to echo what the world said about me, or speak what I knew God put inside of me? Your strength begins in your speech. When everything feels like it's falling apart, your words become your weapon. You can't afford to be careless. You've got to guard your tongue. You've got to train it, discipline it. And when you're under pressure, you don't open your mouth and say what you feel. You say what you believe. You speak what's aligned with your purpose, not your pain. Don't say you're tired. Say you're training. Don't say you're stuck. Say you're shifting. Don't say you're finished. Say you're forming. That might sound small, but those words matter. They are seeds, and whatever you plant is going to grow. If you're constantly planting doubt, don't be surprised when you wake up in fear. If you're constantly planting negativity, don't be shocked when your life feels heavy. I'm not saying lie to yourself. I'm saying speak from truth, not from trauma. Speak from power, not from pity. There's a difference. You can be honest and still speak strength. You can say, yeah, today's hard, but I'm still here. Yeah, this hurts, but I'm getting stronger. That's not denial. That's decision. That's you deciding that your words will not bow down to your circumstances. Some of you keep waiting for your situation to change before you start speaking life, but it's the other way around. The situation won't shift until your speech does. You've got to prophesy over your life. I'm serious. You've got to speak to the storm. Speak to your purpose. Speak to your mind. Look in the mirror and say, I am not my failure. I am not my fear. I am not my past. I'm focused. I'm chosen. I'm strong. I'm on assignment until it breaks off every lie that's tried to chain you down. You think this is hype? No, this is survival. This is how you keep going when everything around you is screaming quit. You fight back with your words. You build your future with declarations. You raise your standard with your speech. I didn't get here because life was easy. I got here because I stopped letting my mouth agree with my struggle. I started using my words like tools, not just expression. I started building when other people were breaking down. When your emotions are loud, your words have to be louder. When fear shows up, your mouth needs to speak courage. When disappointment knocks, you don't let it unpack. You speak so much purpose that it doesn't feel welcome. That's how you stay strong. You don't wait to feel strong. You speak strong, and eventually your mind, your body, your future will catch up with the sound coming out of your mouth. So starting today, check yourself. Catch every word. If it's not building you, it's breaking you. If it's not pushing you, it's pausing you. You have the authority to speak life, to declare strength, to prophesy greatness, even in the middle of chaos. And when you do that, no matter how heavy the storm gets, your words will hold you up. Talk like you believe.